Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we're just going to have a quick little chat about some of our thoughts from the most recent episode of Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 15.
Listen, hey, a lot of things happened. We gave y'all 2 little deep dives, which is basically just a continuation of what the episode is. We ain't trying to make the episode 2-3 hours long. I'm long-winded. So we try to break up and get all our thoughts out, flush it out before the next episode that comes out. In this episode, we saw that Alan was literally the last to know about the whole Madison and David thing, right? And I want to actually bring in other information that we learned from other episodes. Like we brought in the information where they was at the sound bath, Carla's sound bath and things of that nature, right? And man was talking about, I'm going through whatever I'm going through with Akechi, and then Michelle jumped right in like, yeah, marriage, right? And then she talked about the whole David text thing and that he was texting his cousin, and Madison was laughing and Carla was giving a look. And Carla basically was like, the truth go come out. And it came out in the after party that Carla was with Madison and David that night, right? I had read in the comments.
And Madison found a way to ditch Alan.
Yes, right? Well, put it like this. Alan said out his mouth, he thought he was in the doghouse.
Yeah.
So you went out with her one place and then you're in the doghouse. You don't get to go to the second place. It's kind of weird, but okay, right? But he did not know that David came to the second spot, right? He thought like, oh, we all was hanging out. We all left together. Well, he spun the block, right? And one thing that Carla said was while they was in the club or while they was wherever they was, like they disappeared for 25 minutes and things of that nature.
5 songs.
Like 5 songs, right? I say 25 minutes because I'm like 5 minutes a song.
That's about right. I would say so.
Right? But someone said in the comments, and I forgot your name, but I see your face, right? In the comments. I see your username. To where the reason why she believes that they disappeared is because David was letting Madison know that, oh, I sent this text to Michelle, and they was trying to come up with a plan to try to basically hide their tracks, right? I said that's fair, right? But I want to ask you a question based on this theory. This is my theory.
Okay.
I believe that Carla knew, Juan knew, and even other people in that house knew about David and Madison. Now, I want to specifically stick to Carla and Juan, right? Because I would say the energy that she has, talk about Carla, during the after party for Michelle is on some, like, yeah, but you were treating David wrong and things like that, which kind of gives some type of like, Juan is close with David. They kind of know the inner details of what's going on in the marriage. And then on top of that, we get to see it in real time. So Michelle, even though Carla said what David did is wrong, at the same time, I don't really have no sympathy for you. Which kind of leads me to think, goes back into real time on episode 15, that when Michelle was gathering people and basically giving these theories out, she was only gathering MM and Camille.
Yeah.
I'm like, why not gather Carla? You get what I'm saying? Maybe Carla don't bang with you. I don't know, right? Maybe Carla was lifted somewhere else, singing outside with the guitar with Juan, right?
Or at Pottery, right.
Right? Or she knew, right? Or I'm going to go to Juan's side. When it was time for Alan and David to have a conversation, right? Juan was in the kitchen with them. And when it was time for them to have a conversation, Juan basically was like, he went towards the living room while they went outside. And then when Alan started crashing out, Juan was one of the first people with MM to basically go to him and basically be like, calm down, bro. Calm down, bro. And this toxic positivity that he was giving Alan gave off, look, we knew. I'm not really surprised about it. Don't lose your head. Because I would think if I just found out my wife was cheating on me with my castmate, you would kind of understand and be surprised by it.
Exactly. Yeah. He'll be losing it, and that's fine.
He'd be losing it too. So the fact that everybody was so calm and trying to tell me to keep my integrity while I'm crashing out, not that she stepped out on the marriage, but her man is right next to me. Her man is my man. You get what I'm saying? It just felt like everyone's reaction wasn't so... You get what I'm saying? The same way as Michelle said, Madison's reaction was it when she approached her with the text. So I believe my theory is that they knew. Now here's my question to you and to my wife, right? Let's say you are Carla. Let's say you are someone who's in that circle and you do know the information, right? You like, this is dirty. This is messy. But you friends with all parties. Are you letting someone know about what's going on? The dirt, the hiding, the basically the deception of it all?
Well, go ahead.
Or are you gonna be Switzerland?
Okay, so I have two ways I'm thinking about it, because honestly, I don't believe they knew. I feel like they had a sense that that Madison and David were friendly, maybe friendlier than they should have been. I had a sense that they probably knew, like, they like to be around each other. They kind of like, were out, and somehow they find a way to be around each other or away from the group. So I think that there were things that they noticed, but nothing to really come to Michelle and Alan to say, hey, your partners are cheating on you. And my thing is, if I don't have actual foolproof facts of what's going on, I'm not going to approach somebody with a theory, because if it comes back to bite me that that's not the situation, that's not going on, that everybody will be like, well, who said that? Who would think that? You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, oh, well, I just thought it just seemed like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, that's not a good argument.
Yeah.
So I truly believe that Juan and Carla may have noticed things, but it wasn't enough to bring up, because even when Michelle was going around, she was going around with theories and intuitions and feelings. And for me, that's fine for you to have all those things and want to approach Madison and David about it, because you're the one in the relationship and you need to get some clarity for your situation. But I don't think it's fair for me to throw a monkey wrench into somebody else's process that may or may not be true. And I'm not going to do as much deep diving about it as Michelle, because it's not me.
Okay.
It's not me. I'm not going to ask for Madison's phone. I'm not going to ask for David's phone, because they're going to say, what's it to you? And you know what? You're right.
What is it to me? And guess what?
You know what? You're right. But if I did see them,
if you did know,
but if I saw them kissing and I saw them, really like sexually, you know what I'm saying? If it was really all of that in front of me,
what are you
then
doing?
I would tell Michelle, hey, your man is wilding right now.
That's crazy.
I would tell her that, because I would be like, you need to know that this man is not, I don't know what he's telling you, but it's not what it seems.
Really?
And my thing is because we're in this group of all these girls, we're all talking about our marriages, we're all sharing our personal business, and I don't want her to continue to be getting close to Madison when Madison is snaking her. I don't want to hurt my friend, or even if my friend in the process, like, I'm not going to have you out here looking dumb. If there's really something that I've seen, I'm going to tell you that, but not off a hunch or a theory.
Okay, so if you see no signs, you're not going to throw your theory out there on nobody and be wrong.
If all I see are
small little crumbs,
right.
but nothing solid.
Exactly.
You're like, I'm not going to say anything, because that's ruining people's things.
Right.
But if you saw something that's solid,
yes,
you're going to say something.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to say anything if I saw something solid.
Either way.
If I saw something solid, I'm not going to say anything. Because if I'm not going to say nothing solid, I'm not going to say nothing if I see crumbs.
True. Gotcha.
So I'm like, I'm not going to say nothing solid, because why would I do the hard part? The hard part is you telling your spouse that you effing up, not me. Like that's why we gave criticism to Madison, because she wasn't even man enough to do the hard part of telling her own husband.
But I will tell you this, I probably wouldn't tell Alan.
Whoa. What you mean?
I probably wouldn't tell Alan. I would allow my friend to handle the information how she wants to, and the only reason I say that is because as crazy as it may sound, I'm just telling my girl. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
As far as the whole 4-party connection situation, right. I ain't putting my whole body deep in the water like that. But I'm going to tell my friend who is affected, like, hey, girl, like, something's going on, and you might want to deal with it.
Yeah, now your friend is very different than exactly this scenario, because they all castmates.
Right.
They all met at the same time. It's not like she has a deeper connection with Michelle or Madison more than she had with Alan. It's like they all met at the same time.
Right.
But if this was real life, you're not going to the one that's being wrong. You're going to your friend on some like you might want to handle the situation. Yeah, exactly.
As for my friend can talk to all the parties involved. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what when I think Carla is doing a good job, and I may throw a little blame on Carla a little bit. I think Carla knows.
Okay.
And that's what I think Carla knows. Not on some like inkling type of stuff. I think she knows. I think her and Juan know for sure that like they be out like basically dating. Because the fact that you go to a second spot with Madison, right, Carla, right? And then Madison felt comfortable enough to invite David right? To where it's just them three. It's like, this ain't the first time this has been like this. Like, you seen some, like, it's almost like if I had a friend, right, who is cheating on his girl and I don't know, he would not feel comfortable to put me in that situation to where I'm the third wheel in anything. Because, like, I'd be like, what's this? But if I'm used to seeing it and I'm used to keeping my mouth shut, it wouldn't feel out of the blue that David just pops up. You get what I'm saying? So I think they all knew it. And one thing that Michelle said in this episode, when she was talking to Camille and MM, that they all agreed, she said that this is going to break Alan's heart in a million pieces.
Yes.
It was basically everybody knew, from Thomas all the way down to basically Michelle, that Alan is in this way deeper than Madison is. 100%.
Exactly.
So the fact they say, like, this is going to break his heart, in some ways, I think they all knew Madison ain't into this guy. So the fact that his heart could get broken in this way, in the sense of you cheating on him with a castmate, I think everybody was in on it on that.
Do you think MM? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Do you think MM and Camille knew?
Ooh. Listen here. I'm looking at reactions, man. Right? I'm put like this. I saw Camille put her hand over her mouth.
Yeah.
And that could be shocked, or that can be hiding laughter. I don't know. Because sometimes, and I'm not putting that as blame on Camille, but sometimes people can't handle awkward situations. So they like laugh their way out of it and things like that. But I will say that if we're going to go by Michelle's metric of, if I was to break some news to you that is so out of the blue, your reaction should be, what? No. Like you get what I'm saying? No one's reaction when it came down to, even when Michelle was giving MM and Camille the whole like tea, it wasn't like, oh my God, like, what is this?
Well, I guess my thing is that I think a lot of people weren't having the reaction that Michelle expected, because even at the dinner table, she felt like people were downplaying the situation and weren't really caring about what she was saying. And I know in the after party, Keisha made it clear it was kind of just Madison and David, but I would say Thomas was even asking Michelle, like, but like, do you even want to be with him? Like,
exactly.
Like, what is you trying to say right now? Like, does it really matter to you if whatever's going on? So I don't think it was just Madison and David. I think everybody was just kind of like, we hear you, Michelle, but like, girl, you have not been trying, you know?
That's true.
And so I think that was more so the reaction that MM and Camille had, is just like, we hear you, but like, you kind of doing a lot right now. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, I like that bail.
And I will say that with MM, especially by her saying, well, you should talk to David, that tells me MM doesn't know what's going on, because girl, she been talking to David. David been lying.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like, I don't really think they knew, but I think they were just like, for how much you don't care, you are doing a lot.
But
you know?
But I will say that when Camille was the one who also said she should go to Alan with it, right?
Yeah.
But the thing,
she told her you should talk to Madison,
right? The thing about it is, she kept going everywhere. Talk about Michelle. She kept going everywhere to where Alan is the last to know.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm just like, that's kind of foul. And to your point, if we go off of your theory of like Thomas trying to dismiss her, and even the girls is kind of looking like, yeah, but we know you're not really in the marriage, right? If we go off of your theory, I think people probably was looking at her like, okay, so like,
yeah. That's kind of how I took it.
Like, kind of like, okay, he cheated on you with Madison. It's not like,
no, I don't think they put that together. I think they were just saying David is texting some other girl. Okay.
I see.
He's texting some other girl, but like, girl, you don't want him.
Okay. Basically,
I don't think anybody drew that parallel until Michelle was saying it. But even then, I think they were thinking like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Matter of fact, that's fair, because I would say that even how Michelle had she had a bone basically to pick. It was more like, what are like you doing this for, Michelle? It's not. It's not like you want the guy. It's almost like you want to say, see, I wasn't mean to him for no reason. Yes, you were. We did a deep dive on that days ago, right? But I would say, I still think everybody in the house, at least, I think Carla for sure knew, which made Juan know for sure, because they got a buddy friendship.
Right.
They not married. You get what I'm saying? I give bail to MM and Camille and things of that nature, which gives bail to Thomas. But I think for sure Carla knew. I think Carla was doing things or even saying things in the after party to make sure that.
But the thing is, you're still on the side of she shouldn't have said nothing.
No. I'm not saying that she should have said something. I'm on the whole point of she knew.
She knew.
Right?
Oh, okay.
She knew. Right? Juan knew. And if that was me as well, I wouldn't have said anything, right? I wouldn't have. It's not my responsibility to break to your wife, or like to basically be like, "Hey, your husband's doing this." Like no, I'm gonna leave that hard conversation for the parties that's involved. Now with me, I'm the type of person to where if you go do dirt, don't do it in front of me, right? I'm the type of person where like, well, since you're living a whole different life, right? I'm married and I don't want to bring unwanted conversations in my household, right? I don't want my wife or whoever I'm with to basically pick off of your scenario and then bring it over here of like, why would you want to hang out with someone that's doing this to his wife? And I'm like, I know this guy for 40 years. Like
I know me, I'm probably friends with the wife.
Yeah, so it's like, so I don't want those conversations and I don't want those deep dives in my house. So I'll probably just be like, until you get things straightened out, let's just keep it to phone conversations and things like that, because now I'm scared to go out with you in public because you be secretly telling your mistress to meet up with us. And I'm like, nah, you ain't gonna catch me over here talking about, oh, Chris, you knew. And I know I did not know. Right. So I do think that Carla and Juan knew. So my question is to y'all, if you was in a situation to where you got the information that your friend is cheating on their spouse or something like that, and like, all the parties involved, all the parties involved, right?
Or their spouse is cheating on them.
Or like their spouse is cheating on them, right? Are you going to say something? Are you going to keep quiet? What is your role in all of this? Some people say, my name's Bennett, I ain't in it, right? And what do y'all think? Did y'all think anybody in the cast knew? I think Carla and Juan knew. Some people say everybody knew. I'd say production definitely knew.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So what do y'all think? Let us know in the comments, and we see y'all on the next review of Married at First Sight. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above.
Bye.